everyone. So the Los Angeles Lakers are right in the thick of it. And as they are in the thick of it, they have a very, very important game tomorrow, right? I need to stress how important this game is for the Lakers, right? Right now, currently, where the Lakers are sitting, they are sitting still in the 9th seed, right? 34-29. They have the same win record as the Mavs and the Kings. That's good. The Lakers have just played 2 more games than the Mavericks, 3 more games than the Sacramento Kings. They are only a game back of Dallas, game and a half back of the Sacramento Kings, 2 games back of the Phoenix Suns, 3 games back of the New Orleans Pelicans. This stretch coming up is so crucial, especially the Kings, and the Warriors, right? Obviously, I would love for the Lakers to go 5-0 down the stretch, right? Beat everybody. But bare minimum, in this next 5 games, you got to go 3-2, and those 3-2 have to bare minimum be the Kings, and the Warriors. You beat those teams, guess what? The Lakers could be looking at bare minimum the 7th or 8th seed, and potentially, depending on how these other teams shape up, right, like Phoenix and a few of these others, could even maybe a half a game or a game or maybe even in the 6th seed, right? In the next week and a half, the Lakers could very well be in that thick of the 6th seed, and then at that point, it's just kind of weathering the storm the rest of the way. But you got to do your job. You got to go beat Sacramento. And look, Sacramento, they're not going to just lay down for us. And they have been a bad matchup for us the last few years. Sabonis has an insane record against Anthony Davis, right? This is a game in which Anthony Davis needs to play big and show hey, let's cool it on the narrative, right? I'm still AD, I'm still dominant, I'm still, a top 3 big man in this league. And Jokic is one thing, but Sabonis, no, you can't have that, right? Jokic is arguably, if not the best player in the entire league, okay? Sure, I can live with that just being a bad matchup for AD. But we cannot have Sabonis, who's the 6th, 5th, where does he rank? Center in the league? He's not Anthony Davis. Sabonis has been very good this year. He is having an excellent season this year. I don't want to undersell Sabonis. If he was a Laker, I'd be hyping him up like he was Jokic, right? But in reality, Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis. Talk about a guy that gets it done on both sides of the basketball, who is having an excellent season as well. Need to get it done. We need some breaks, right? Today, can the Pacers find a way to beat the Mavericks? That would be wonderful. The Nuggets need to handle business, do their job, beat the Phoenix Suns. Can the Raptors magically beat the New Orleans Pelicans? I have struggles of the Lakers catching the Pelicans. The Pelicans don't have a super tough schedule, and they just have a huge cushion right now. Lakers do have the tiebreaker over the Pelicans. That's good, but it's just they have a couple easy matchups rest of the way that they're probably going to win, and I think it's going to be tough for the Lakers to catch pace. Phoenix has the toughest schedule in the league. Dallas has looked much better, but they're on a little bit of a slid. Could that have just been the new guy boost, where you go make a trade, you win, a handful of games, and then reality kind of sets back in and things kind of balance right back out? So we need a couple breaks from various other teams, right? Because, again, we've dug ourselves into such a big hole. But the Lakers need to do their job too. Lakers need to handle business and on their end, right? We got to stop trading these games back and forth, right? The month of February was fantastic. We went 9-3 in that month, right? This month, March, is going to be brutal. It's going to be tough. But I love that the Lakers have bounced back, right? They if they lose, they're not losing 2-3 games in a row. They're taking their loss, they're brushing it off, and they're bouncing right back, right? But you also, as I mentioned, can't be trading wins down the stretch, right? So, for example, what I mean is, even towards the end of February, right? Lakers start the month 3-0. Then they lose a game. Bounce back, boom, win 3. Okay, perfect. That's what we need to see. You take an L. It was against Denver, who just has our number. You brush that off, and you rattle off a Pelicans win, a Pistons, Jazz win. Beautiful. You lose to the Warriors, right? And this is where the kind of frustration comes in, right? Because it's you lose to the Warriors, what do? Yes, you beat the Spurs. Boom, bounce back win. but then you lose to the Suns. And then, okay, bounce back win. You beat the Clippers. You beat the Wizards back-to-back. Beautiful. What do you do to start March? You lose to the Nuggets, and then now you've bounced back, right? You got the win. What do they do now? Because if we're just going back and forth and trading, it's not good. We're not going to be able to catch the standings, especially the way some of these games line up. So you bounce back and you beat the Thunder. Great. Now you need to go and handle business against Sacramento, go on a 2-game win streak. Ideally, I'd love to beat one of the Bucks and the Timberwolves. I'd love to beat both of them, but can you beat one of the Bucks and the Timberwolves? Right? Let's say you beat the Kings, right? Because again, that's the most important game. So you beat the Kings, and then let's say you lose to the Bucks. Okay, can you bounce back and go rattle off the Timberwolves, the Kings, and the Warriors? Right? Minnesota beating us 3 times, but all those games were super close. One of those games was without LeBron, and it kind of felt like if we had LeBron, we could have won that game. I do think the Lakers can beat Minnesota. I also think in the postseason, push comes to shove, the Lakers will beat Minnesota, but it's neither here nor there, right? I loved how they played against the Thunder. They got it done on both sides of the basketball. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell were even excellent defensively, but now you got another test. Now you're playing the Sacramento Kings, who they have De'Aaron Fox. They have Malik Monk. That's 2 guys that they can just go off at any moment, right? Those are 2 guys that they can go drop 30, 40 on your head if you're not doing what you need to do. We need to be locked in. We need to be engaged. We can't be going and starting these games off slow and kind of just playing catch up the whole game. Because, again, you're going to lose a lot of those games, right? You come out, you play the right way, you do your job, you hit your shots, you move the basketball, you take care of the basketball. One of the knocks, big knock, by the way, in the Thunder game by the Lakers was just turning the ball over. Now, the Lakers have had one of the best assist-turnover ratios last month and a half, which is good. They've been taking care of the ball much better. But you got to make sure that Thunder game was an outlier, not a norm. 20 turnovers, you're not winning many games turning the ball over 20. Right? The Thunder were just a bad matchup for them, so we were able to pull that out regardless of us having the 20 turnovers. But a team like Sacramento, if you give Sacramento an extra 20 opportunities, they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you bad. Sacramento isn't what they were last year, right? But they're still a team that is a high-powered offense that can get going, and all of a sudden you look up and the game's over. Right? I mean, Chicago almost dealt with that. Chicago, luckily, Sacramento completely sold that game and only scored 18 in that first quarter. But, I mean, they were up 14 at the end of the first, and then going into that fourth, they were up, I believe, 14 or 15, right? So, again, got to do your job. Got to play the right way. Got to lock down. Got to play hard. We need D'Lo to continue to be D'Angelo Russell this season. He has been spectacular. Austin Reeves, he's starting to come around, right? He's been a lot more consistent lately. His 3-point shot is also starting to fall, which is huge. And that starting 5 of D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and AD offensively have been great. Second in offense so far with that starting 5 since we've started that starting 5. But we've had our struggles on the defensive side. We haven't been great defensively. You look at one of my big concerns that I've highlighted and talked about heavily is the lack of defense and the concerns against teams that have multiple high-powered scorers, right? Because Rui and Reeves now become a target. And you saw that in the Phoenix Suns game. You saw that in the Clippers game. Luckily, LeBron just put the hero cape on. And, credit the other guys because we did get stops. They did lock down. But LeBron was the one that was like, I'm not only going to drop 21 in the corner, I'm just going to completely shut down Kawhi Leonard. Right? So, I mean, how much of that was LeBron just basically turning back the clock and going, I'm going to be the best two-way player in the league right now? And how much of it was just the Lakers, finally figuring it out? Right? So you have a couple games, obviously Denver, but, Denver I think is just, for whatever reason, they just have our number, period. But again, how much of it is, it was just a bad matchup for OKC, and how much of it was, the Lakers actually figured this out, turned it around, and got it right? And now this is going to be the right direction. Now they have the game plan and the scheme lined up to where they could start slowing down guys. Because yes, you did an excellent job against SGA. You held SGA to 20 points, which for a guy that's averaging like 30, like that's spectacular. And you held them to 5 of 13 shooting. So gotta credit the Lakers where the Lakers deserve the credit. But again, Lakers, I cannot stress how important the Sacramento game is. I hope the Lakers need to treat this game, both Sacramento games and the Warriors game. Those 3 games, the Lakers need to treat that as like game 7. Your entire season is on the line. Right? They need to play like it was a play-in game, right? We saw how good the Lakers, showed up playing. They've shown that they can show up in big moments against the teams, right? That's not named Denver, of course, right? As long as it's not Denver, the Lakers can show up and beat anybody. Well, you need to do that. You need to continue to do that. Handle business, go beat Sacramento, and we could be on the inside looking out rather than right now the outside looking in. So let's get it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you think that this is like an absolute must-win game? Do you think no, like, hey, even if you lose this game, it'll be okay. Just got to win the rest. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.